Hello, I am Lunette, but some call me Gravy as well. So today I decided to turn this time lapse of my friend Phoenix's OC Veira and my OC Icarus into a video. Phoenix has been wanting to see my creative process, so I wanted to show her as best I can from a long distance. So right now I am sketching them out, the basic shapes of their heads first, then the bodies, paying the most attention to their faces, clothes, and hair. I like to use a lighter color for the head, body, and face, then a darker one for the hair, and finally the darkest for the clothing. Also, I often use many layers for the sketch, so I can change things as I go without disturbing other details. Then I will turn down the opacity and begin with the line art. Sometimes I try and fit everything into one layer, but when I want the line art to be more precise or it is more detailed, I tend to make many layers. Once again, so I can adjust things and erase other details. Also, if there are more than one character, I use different layers for each character, so I can erase easier without affecting the other character. When it comes to coloring, I always start with the skin and I render and shade as I go. I use one layer for the base color, then using the clipping mask, I create a second layer and begin shading. On a third clipping mask layer, I make the blush, then a fourth making the highlight, and lastly a fifth for the makeup. Before the makeup, I color the eyes. That way I can see how the makeup looks clearly. The clipping mask is used to make sure nothing goes over the lines. Then I color in the hair. Again, doing the same thing as I do with the skin. I make a layer for the base color, then a second using a clipping mask I shade, and a third to highlight. I make the hair layers over the skin layers and eye layers so that it doesn't affect the other areas. In between the hair layers and skin, I begin with coloring in the clothes. For Vera, I had to use a lot of black. So I started with the tiny details with like the silver and black leather. Then below those layers, I did the dress. To achieve the sheer look to the fabric, I lowered the opacity of the base layer. A detail you can't really see is that I go back to the line art layers and I add a clipping mask to use a dark shade of the skin tone to color the face and body on the inside to make the line art less harsh. And sometimes I will use a darker shade of the lipstick color to color the line art of the lips. I had a hard time deciding on a background, but ultimately I settled on using a nebula brush, oh my god, blending Vera's colors with Icarus's. Then I made some stars. They are so cute. I love how this turned out. I've been meaning to illustrate them for a long while, but I always have a hard time finding the motivation to do it, even if it's something I really want to do. But I love them, they're very cute. Icarus, I am so happy that he finally got a ship that again, but like it's the second ship I've done, but they're very cute. Keep saying that. But anyway, so this video turned out blurry due to Procreate's time-lapse feature, but I will try to figure out how to improve that. This video was something I decided to do after I was almost done with this illustration, and it was a bit rushed, but I'm learning and testing things out. I will try out something new in the next video, whenever that may be. Thank you for watching.